Welcome back. Fred Vasseur said he's eager to continue with 40-year-old Kimi Raikkonen next year. It's 20 years to the day after he tested for Sauber at Mugello, and Johnny spoke to him on Thursday when he arrived at the track.
So Kimi, 20 years ago, you came here to Mugello as a 20-year-old young lad with 22 races under your belt, Formula Renault.
Yeah.
What do you remember about that first test?
I remember for sure the first day how it felt fast. Not maybe the speed itself, but the braking to get used to it, how quickly it stops, and like things happen too quickly. Like your eyes were not used to it, so you kind of were a little bit late all the time. But then I also remember that the next day, once you slept one night, everything kind of slowed down and get back to normal. So it was a huge difference from first to second day.
Did it surprise you in any way? Because I know you've driven here in Formula Renault as a race.
Yeah, I did one European race, and I mean, for sure the speed, the track it feels a bit different when you do it in Formula Renault or Formula One, but also no power steering. For sure my neck wasn't in the shape to really do 2 laps here in F1, but yeah, we survived it. We went through 3 days and not that many laps, especially the first days, but it was something new. I came very open-minded to see how it is, and it worked out okay.
What about the test itself? Because obviously Pedro Diniz was driving the other Sauber. He was the main driver at that point. But he did about 79, 80 laps, something like that. But in half those laps, you went faster than Pedro. Was it easy for you? Well, it obviously seems easy because you went that much faster.
Like I said, I saw the first press release, so for sure on the first day I wasn't faster. But I think on the second day I was, but we did 29 laps, it said, on the first day, so not many laps because my neck couldn't take, and how hard it was without the power steering. I remember going in the double right-handers in the back, and basically you turn once, and if it wasn't the right amount, you're gonna go off, because it was so heavy that you couldn't turn. You just kind of lock your arms against the side of the cockpit, but yeah, it was great. It was hard for sure, on the neck, and then we put paddings and to help it. And as you know, when the neck doesn't stay upright, it's awful feeling when you try to turn this way, and it's not great. But we survived it, and we did okay. So I have only good memories, and yeah, it all worked out okay. So.
Steve Robertson and the late David Robertson as well, they were so influential in your very early career. It was David who met up with Peter Sauber and basically sold him the story that if you don't get him in the car, another F1 team is actually going to get hold of it. What memories do you have of Steve and especially David?
Yeah, obviously, a big part because I'm here. But without them, for sure, I wouldn't be here. That's, I was doing go-karts when they contacted me first time. I was in '98 probably. Yeah, and then I met them, and I didn't really speak any English at that time, so I had a friend with me who spoke. So it was David was very English guy, and I miss him a lot.
Let's talk a little bit about this year. Obviously, it's a frustrating one for you and everybody in the team. But is there a point, I remember in my career, right at the end, I sort of got to a point where the enjoyment had gone. So then I thought, that's it, time is up for me in Formula One. Have you ever got to that point during this season?
For sure, I felt like that many years before already, some days, but that's a part of the game. I don't think whatever you do, even in general life, you have days that you wake up and you're, oh no, I just want to sleep. But no, I still try to push, we try to fix. I think step by step we've been improving, but things will not turn quickly in F1, and everybody else is going forward, so when you're behind you have to catch much more. But I enjoy, obviously, as a team we would enjoy much more when you do a good result rather than bad result, but I still feel I can try pretty well, so I think for me, when I feel that I cannot drive as I expect from myself, then it's definitely time to go.
Well, as I mentioned, I think Fred Vasseur wants him to stay. He's going to become the most experienced driver in F1 history when he starts at Portugal ahead of Rubens Barrichello. He'll be 41 next month. He continues on. He's obviously got the bug and doesn't want to let go. You can understand that, can't you?
Yeah, I can. I guess him and Fernando are going to be the two old guys on the grid next year, aren't they? But listen, he's still around. The only thing you would maybe question him is because they're going into the new generation of Formula 1 2022. Would Alfa Romeo want to have a youngster in preparation for that and hit it hard, which is, I guess, a decision, that balance, getting the stability for next year or thinking ahead of the future.
Yeah, I wonder if he'll be alongside a 21-year-old Mick Schumacher. I mean, they're making sounds, aren't they, Ferrari, that could be an option for 2021.
Yeah, and I think going forward, as you said, 2022, of course you want a young team, but you also want a guy with experience, and he has a lot of experience of working with different teams. I also think he's 100% ready for the challenge. He had a couple of years out of the sport, went rallying, did whatever he wanted, NASCAR, and he's come back and realised this is the pinnacle, and he seems like he's still loving it.
OK, George.